Well, hello. So we're going to be covering a bunch of stuff today, but I just wanted to create a video for you to use in addition to Chapter 1, hopefully give you a little bit more detail about what we're looking for and to sort of guide you to see if you're actually understanding what the text says. So we're going to meet three characters, or actually four characters, in Chapter 1 of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. The first person we're going to meet is, the name character, Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer is a kid. He likes to have fun. He likes to hang out with his friends. He likes to steal sugar, or jam, I guess is what he steals in this chapter. He likes to play hooky. He likes to skip school. And he doesn't like to get caught. I don't know anyone who likes to skip school that also likes to get caught, but Tom definitely does not want to get caught, and he's smart enough to be able to work himself out of getting actually in trouble. So Tom lives with his aunt, Polly. Aunt Polly is an older lady. She's advanced in years. She's very religious. She cares for Tom in a way. We don't know why Aunt Polly adopted Tom, but we know that she does, and she cares about him very much. That she does like to discipline him, and back then, and in this case, we're going to see a really great monologue here that starts with "Hang the boy." She does a really good comment about what does it mean to try to guide him in good ways. She's very religious, like I said, so she's going to quote the Bible quite a bit in this story. And when there is a quote, Google's your friend in this way. The good book, whenever she says, as the good book says, she's talking about the Christian Bible there. So I would definitely Google some of the text if you're kind of confused about what she's saying here. But she sort of catches him doing something bad, and she gives this really good monologue about what it means to be a parent and what it means to try to raise this kid correctly. But that she feels bad every time that she hits him, bad every time that she is trying to do the right thing. But it's great. Read it. If you have questions about it, ask me for sure. So as we come down here, we see that she has this sort of suspicion that Tom skipped school, and that she really loves, as it says right here, she asked him questions that were full of guile and very deep, for she wanted to try to trap him into damaging revealments, right? You have a teacher who knows you've done something bad, but you doesn't actually say outright that you did this. It's them trying to get you to admit it, right? So it's like a police officer move of trying to, okay, can I get you to admit it? Because that's better than if I just accuse you of something. And so he gets out of it, we see, and at the sort of as we continue here in Chapter 1. And down here we're going to see actually that it's not Tom who gets himself in trouble. It's going to be Sydney. Sid is his cousin who he lives with, a younger cousin actually, and we're going to see here that Sid snitches on him. Sydney says, well, now, I didn't think you sewed his collar with the white thread, but it's black. We're going to see that Sydney actually is very, very observant. He's very smart, and he likes to get Tom in trouble, and that's going to be a common thread throughout all of the different stories that we're going to be reading about Tom Sawyer. And so Tom runs out of the house and says he'll beat him up for it. So every time we see the word lick, we're talking about beating up. That's what that term meant back then. And so Sydney snitches on him, he gets in trouble, and he runs away. And while he's running away, he runs into a new kid in town. And they both sort of circle each other like cats, is what is the figurative language there that Mark Twain uses. But they're talking about here, they're sort of trying to one-up each other. So sort of both of them have their chests puffed out. They're both really, it's the new kid in town. You're trying to show him who's boss, and Tom is definitely living up to that here. So as we continue to read, you'll see they're kind of back and forth. Now pay attention to who's saying what. It starts with Tom and moves to the new kid. So even if you want to write T and then NK as you go throughout, Mark Twain doesn't do that. Because he's trying to accelerate the dialogue. He's trying to get you to read it like, I can lick you, I'd like to see you try it. Well, I can do it. No, you can't either. And trying to see if you can go back and forth a little bit quicker than saying, I can lick you, Tom said. I'd like to see you try it, the new kid said. So it tries to move it along a little bit quicker in that way. The only other thing I wanted to draw your attention to is how to answer these questions. So again, you're trying to answer these questions down here in the actual box. So when I ask you to summarize the text, you're looking at the text from the last question to this question right here. So this is going to be quite a bit of text, but it's really just a bunch of dialogue more than anything. If I ask you how does the highlighted question in blue provoke a decision for Tom, when I talk about provoke, I'm really looking at how does he force that decision to be made, right? So Sydney brings up evidence that Tom actually was lying. Okay, that's going to provoke or propel the action in some way. Okay, because if Tom didn't get called out on it, the story would be over, right? He would be free, he would eat lunch, he would finish the dinner with his family, and it would be a really sweet family dinner and scene. But because Sydney doesn't lie, but actually snitches on him, we see a moment here where, okay, Tom has to make the choice. Does he fight Sydney right there? Does he try to lie to Aunt Polly to get out of it? Does he just leave? And that's what he ends up doing. He doesn't even wait for the rest. He just runs out the door. And so we see that tells us a lot about him, right? Because sometimes you may want to stick in and dig in your heels and go, yes, I will figure this out. I can lie my way out of it. And other times it's better just to raise the white flag, surrender, and go, yeah, you got me. So as you read chapter 1, be looking for how we get to know each character. The new guy doesn't really play a huge role in this story. It's just more for Tom's sake to let us know a little bit more about Tom, and that he is someone who wants to, that he's all talk. He does end up actually beating him up at the end, which you'll read, but that he's mostly talk here. He loves the pageantry, the show. He likes to seem bigger than he actually is. So as you go through this stories, if you have questions, again, feel free to shoot me an email and I'll try to explain the best way that I can. Each question, don't write 1 or 2 words. If I give you a box this size, I'm expecting, a little more than just a paragraph here, or a little more, not than a paragraph, more than a sentence or 2. Look for about 3 or 4 for each one. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks, y'all.